Dunbar is on and Lloyds Parks as well. So we'll see you in a second. Right.
Well,
hey, this is one of my favorite, Dennis, bro.
We have to rock and roll now. Cut that.
Yeah, man. This one and a little bit more.
Yeah.
People never play them tune.
The tune, man. Caress me, girl.
Caress me, girl.
Embrace me, girl. Never go away. So rest me, girl.
We live, innit? I mean, I said,
Magic, ease off the phone thing, yeah? The telephone. Cut out the phone thing.
My name is Garth, otherwise known as Big G.
My name is Richie Blackford. Mrs. Griffiths would have been very proud of her daughter, Marcia, even though she reluctantly allowed her into the music business. Marcia went.
Yeah.
All we need to do is to recognize that if we put investment in, we are revitalizing communities. How we deal with small man, and so the sound system started to come out. The sound system was the small man entertainment.
Inimitable. Toots.
Jesus Christ. Switch now? Got it, man. Last minute. Think this have to just jump off a building.
Oliver, we can hear you.
My name is Garth, otherwise known as Big G.
My name is Richie Blackford. Mrs. Griffiths would have been very proud of her daughter, Marcia, even though she reluctantly allowed her into the music business. Marcia went.
Yeah.
All we need to do is to recognize that if we put investment in, we are revitalizing communities. How we deal with small man, and so the sound system started to come up. The sound system was the small man entertainment.
Inimitable. Toots. It's the Frederick Hibbert himself. And the Maytals.
His mother, Prince Buster, had his imprint all over it. You know? And
Sundays come here.
And as usual, as we say, Sunday not coming, Sunday is here.
Sunday is there.
And today is a very, very, very special Sunday. You know why? Because we have Dr. Dennis Howard in the house. We also have in the wings, in the green room, Sly Dunbar and Sir Lloyd Parks. So welcome to Sunday Scoops on another Sunday. My name is Big Chi, and I'm the co-host to
Richie Blackford, man. Listen,
yeah, man.
I say Lloyd Parks, I take a dim view of things here.
The man and I'm dark as a mafia. And I'm mafia.
When the song said, we are mafia, in fact, you should have jump on that tune as it gets started. Because like the we are the mafia thing, and of course there is Sly. Always cool like a cucumber. Eh? We go around and studio the other day in Jamaica, you know, but me I tell you, it's like Sly is like
royalty, man.
I'm telling you, you see me in the studio there. But listen, again, let me just go ahead and say welcome to Sunday Scoops. We don't have this opportunity all the time to be graced with all of this royalty. Dennis, say something, man.
Good to be here, man. And it's always nice to have guests like Lloyd Parks and my brethren Sly Dunbar. Two of them are my brethren for a very long time. And utmost respect and love for these two men.
You know, I remember when that song broke, and God, me gonna beg you to find that tune.
Which one?
So we wanna talk. We are mafia, and you know, it's the line start to laugh. There we go.
Wanna tell you, yeah. Me, I'm
understand how I'm living. Can't understand how I'm giving. Can't understand how I'm cool. Some of them I say I'm a fool. Don't let the green grass fool you. I won't be here to school you. No, no. I said me, I'm mafia. I'm a mafia. Me, I'm mafia. I'm a mafia. If I heck me in the red, done it nothing no funny. Nothing to nothing me dead. I said to soul me dead.
Yes, we are Mafia. 1975.
This is a big treat, a big honor. Lloyd, here is a man who has what? How many years in this business, Lloyd?
Over 50 years, man.
Over 50 years.
Yeah,
That
the
is not
combination of everything, singing, playing music. But first of all, I'd like to say greetings to the Sunday Scoop family and all the fans out there.
Thank you very much, Paddy.
Yeah. But, yeah, you know, I've been there a long time, from 1967. I started at Studio One.
Well, Lloyd, today's your day. And people may wonder why we have these two big giants in the studio at one time and then we have a third giant in the wing. All things are related. You know,
Yeah.
Yourself and Sly go back way
Childhood
back.
days.
Way back.
From
Absolutely.
when man a beat drum pam pam
on
pam.
them school desk that the man was running out of school and all them kind of things, right? Yourself, who you know, you have spent a lot of time in this music industry, and so that's what we want to talk about today. And then we have Dennis here who will back us up, and I'm sure Dennis have a whole heap of anecdotes that he wants to share with the listeners. This is not a typical interview program, like just so you know. We allow the music and just the vibes to carry the conversation. So don't have to worry about thing and with the timing and that. We never ask those kind of questions. What we're looking at is the music. We want to hear about the role you played in shaping this great music that we have. As you started on 1967. 1967, we were 5 years into independence, and you decided at that time that you're gonna wet your foot in the music business. Tell us about that.
Well, yeah. As I said before, I started 1967 at the Studio One. Before that, no, I don't want to make a mistake. Yeah,
don't worry about that.
I just want to mention this band called RHT Invincibles.
Yeah,
that was organized by Father Gooden. Enough respect to him, May his soul rest in peace if he's not alive today. But Right. And that band includes Answer Collins, Sly Dunbar, and Rancho McLean. And it was really a stepping stone for us, and it was very good because as youth from Waterhouse and the ghetto, this man came along and supported us in that form, and actually. Yeah, but before that, I started singing with Wentworth Vernon. We call ourselves the Termites.
The Termites. Where did that name come from?
Yeah,
Where did that name come from?
Well, Wentworth used to be in a band and with an acoustic piano and termites eat out everything outside. They decided to name that band the Termites.
Okay, yeah.
It fell apart, and then Wentworth Vernon inherited the name. When I was asked to join Wentworth Vernon, and I heard of the name, I said, "No, man, I can't take that. That don't like the name there. But Wentworth said, you must remember, say you have a group named the Beatles, and then make it. So there's a chance of we making it, that name will draw attention." I said, all right, I'll work with it. And we went to Studio One. Before we went to Studio Wonder, because I always forgot that in an interview, the first recording that was done was on a label called Meritone label.
With a tune name, We're Gonna Make It.
We Gonna Make It.
And if you know that, when you hear him say it, play the tune. Right? You heard it?
Well, you're on point, man.
The DJ.
Yes, I know we're gonna make it someday. Yes, I know we're gonna make it, Lord. Someday. Although they keep us down, we gonna make it. Although they keep us down, we gonna make it. So do the boogaloo and do the jerk now. Do it for me. Do the boogaloo and do the jerk now. Do it for me. Shake your body line and time. Shake it for me. Shake your body line and time now. Shake it for me. Because I know we are the toughest. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes, I know we are the toughest. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We're Gonna Make It. That was on the Meritone label.
Yeah.
Dennis, that little beat. Oh, you identify that little beat. We have to bring the thing, because that's why we have Dennis in here. This is a man from a historical standpoint. Because
Musicologist, man.
There you go. Dennis, come in.
Yeah. What about? Wait, ask me. You just always tell me if I come in. You don't ask me the question.
But you know, if you come in like you out the door.
Yeah.
No, that beat the Dennis. The beat, the rhythm on which that We Gonna Make It.
Yeah.
A very Paragon song, in fact, because this was the first piece from the Termites.
Yeah.
And Lloyd in particular. And it basically was a kickoff point in terms of, the starting point. We're gonna make it. So again, but then it's the beat, a very funny beat.
Some transition between ska and rocksteady.
Yeah, you see, a lot of people love to believe that
They were slowing down the ska.
Yeah.
It's really a ska tune. Really a ska was slowing down the ska. Yeah.
So the point is, Lloyd, a lot of people believe that, miraculously one day we just start playing rocksteady and say, okay, done with
ska.
So that song was in that transitional period where not the name rocksteady yet, you don't identify it as a genre, but there is a shift in terms of what is happening in the studio and what musicians are playing. So it is the era of ska, but it's getting slower and moving towards rocksteady.
Definitely.
And this is one of the songs that prove the idea that it wasn't just an instantaneous kind of shift. And so even when we said ska rocksteady start 1968, it's just a signpost, because if some people heard the rocksteady song and hear this, they would say it's a rocksteady.
And which is the reason why I draw you in, so without any preparation, Des, because a lot of people make the same argument. You're absolutely correct. For me, my ears, as Lloyd said, is a ska tune, but it was a slowing down ska tune at the time. Who were the musicians who played on this, Lloyd?
I can remember Lynn Tate was there. It was such. I was so desperate to record. I don't remember some of them, but I'm sure Lynn Tate was one of the musicians. I think Ernie Wrangling too.
So because the arrangement
could have been Leslie Butler.
Leslie Butler's Harold Butler.
Could have been. I'm not too sure.
Okay.
No, I think your brother.
Yeah. So again, because my ears hear ska, based on just as the music came up. But the vocals is sort of a pointing in a rock steady area, and so to Dennis's point is a transitional
point
from ska, as you say, Lady, to
because it's the same. If you check the tempo, the same tempo as Take It Easy, Take it, same tempo.
There you go.
I think it was the same. It was recorded the same time with that song too.
No, again, Sly, yourself and Sly go back a long ways. You were you went to school together.
No, but we were living in the same neighborhood as youth and youth, you know.
Tell us about that. And I want to draw Sly because Sly has been on our show before, and we talked about how well Sly's mother was very very happy when she realized the connection that you guys had, bringing you into the music thing. So I would love to just ask you, reach back for me.
All right. First of all, enough respect to Coxon Dad Studio One, because when we did the first song called Have Mercy, Mr. Percy, him say, boy, at £10 we pay, £7.10 we pay, and we used that £7.10 to buy ourselves, we bought a guitar with that, right? And enough respect to Wentworth Vernon and the other part of the firm out there. He taught me the first 3 chords on the guitar. You know, he passed away a couple of years ago, may so rest in peace. All right, so I was the man in Waterhouse now, you know, with the 3 chords, I improved myself and step up and step up and step up and step up and step up. And I was the man now in Waterhouse with the guitar, you know. So, you know, where Sly lives, you have a guy named Neville Grant, and call him Johnny Pretty. He used to play in the Irish Principal Band. He had a tape recorder, you know. So we always gather up and, you know, occasionally and so we practice the plan. I say, I was limited, you know. And, you know, it's like, say, I want to be like the Motown drummer, you know. And you know, we have that goal ahead of us, you know, and these people who inspire us, you know, these great musicians. And you know, I used to go around with my guitar, you know, and Sly mommy always happy when she see me coming with the guitar. Sly always mention that thing, you know. Sometimes we call on the phone and we talk about it. And, you know, we come from way back, man. So we were musicians, practicing, we were friends, and we were neighbors. You know, so Sly can give some more at the history, but we come from far, man.
I'm glad
we were very ambitious, you know.
I'm glad you said that, Lady, because I want to hear from Sly. Sly talk about when his mother saw you coming with a guitar sling over your shoulder. Sly, make we hear from you.
Yeah, man. Can you hear me?
Yeah, man. I hear you loud and clear.
Yeah, I remember when I learned a lot from Lady, you know, and when my mother said Lady coming through the truck with the guitar over his shoulder, you know, she looked at me and she smiled, and then I set up the tape recorder because she knows so we're going to make some music today, you know. And Lady, myself, over there, like from 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock in the morning until 6 o'clock in the evening, 5 o'clock, I was singing and playing and Lady writing some wicked tunes, you know. And this is where I learned my timing from with just Lloyd, because he was a recording artist at Studio One. And then I used to play on the punch and the mix. So I used to play like rocksteady, tick, tick, cup. So when we play back the recording, you know, everything sounds like real recording.
Sounds real, yeah. It always sounds real. I say, hold on, we get in there, Sly.
Yeah, because me and Lloyd went for a little tour with the tape. We had like a tour where I used to go about the place and Lloyd would sing and play and people record. We used to go down by Al Campbell down by. Where the place name again, Lady? Remember one Sunday we go down and keep like a party with the tape recorder where I play and sing, everybody get around and everything, you know.
I remember, but I don't remember where, but I remember that the time.
Right in front, I think John used to live out of the area.
This is Waterhouse, though.
No, not Waterhouse. He lived 3 miles and conflict like on Spanish Town Road. I remember what I mean. Right at the part where, you know, the school.
It's Spainland?
Spainland, something like that.
Spainland, yeah.
Yeah. And one Sunday may go with the tape and everything, and people get around when we are singing and playing on a tape recorder and so.
Yeah.
We just hook it up to the sound system, and when we play a couple of songs and sound like a real thing, you know.
Yeah.
And like I sing some wicked song, you know, and used to say, how can I forget the days I cried?
Yeah, because there's a lot of alternatives. There's a lot of alternatives in this one. There's like
talking about alternatives, Larry, because I remember you did at least one of the songs that I know you recorded from Alton.
Would have been so very happy.
You made me so very, and you did Breaking Up, if I remember correctly.
Oh, that song has a little history behind it, but really
Let
and
me,
truly, when I broke up with Wenty the Thomas, he went to in fact we auditioned at Treasure Isle with Breaking Up, but I didn't sing on it because we just broke up at the time. So went to did a version. It was released, and then Alton Duke had asked Alton to redo it. So Breaking Up wasn't really written by Alton Ellis because I used to practice it with Wenty,
amazing.
So, and then history behind that, and I say that's how it is,
I grew up under the impression, and I will tell you, today I'm learning that for the first time because the Breaking Up that I grew up with, I don't know if Dennis want to throw any light on this.
Yeah. All right. So let me. I was just listening to Sly and Lloyd talking, and it just basically exemplify what used to happen in Jamaica, where the music is not about an individual genius who sit down and write. It was always a team effort. It was always a communal. It was always a family effort. So, Lloyd get a guitar. Lloyd learn 3 chords that somebody teach him, in partner. Lloyd goes to Sly and show Sly what he has learned, work together, and Sly is improving his craft. That's a significant kind of dynamics that have its roots in our African heritage. And sometimes
Absolutely.
what we do is to not, I recognize that, because when we talk about music, we ask the wrong questions. We always ask, who did this? And when they did it. But we don't ask how it was done. And if we don't ask how it was done, we miss all of the greatness and all of the great stories. I am fascinated just hearing the story, and I tell people every day I learn something new about this business. I know Sly a long time, I know Lloyd long time, and I'm still learning new stuff because I never knew that the song Breaking Up was a song that was written by somebody else apart from Alton Ellis. And then again, it is also pointing to how the property, what we call property now, a song, music, it was do everybody thing. When we make music in the early days, it wasn't about copyright and who owned what. It was passing on lyrics, passing on song, because it was a family kind of vibe, and it was a situation where it was. You remember, people forget when this was happening. It was happening when black poor people were looked down upon, and dead to the margins of the society, and so within that space, people bonded together and was thinking about dreaming, as Sly said. He wanted to be the drummer from the Motown, and you wanted to be Lynn Tate. So you were dreaming together, wanting to be somebody bigger than who you were at the time. So it wasn't even not necessarily about getting famous and making money, because if it was that alone, then you probably wouldn't reach where you reach right now in terms of being the creative geniuses that you are now. So that story alone just.
Can I intervene?
Go on, Lydie.
I can't remember between Sly and myself that we want to be millionaires. We just want to be some musicians that influence us. Some great. We just want to be great. We weren't talking about we want to be rich or musician or millionaires. No.
You are famous.
Because at the end of the day, this is really what counts. Greatness. And that's what we're rooted for.
Yeah, man, and mastery. in what you do.
Well, we want to give the listeners like a taste.
No, Sly said something.
Hold on. Yes, Sly, go ahead.
For me, I like growing up, I was a farmer survivor because a lot of people around them turn bad man and everything there. And me, I like to sell a whole coat and go show over things. And even when the pain father couldn't ban, we used to travel and like a party for and all the way a man think of and come back and all the bungle up on the instrument. Who not sit down on the amplifier, sit down on the van with the engine in the van, sit down on the van and when we spiritually have to come out of the van, let the van go up and then all take the time I walk and meet the van. So it was a farmer survival. When you come up to the man and say, come on again, you say, boy, can buy 2 food and all. Happy. And then we have to unload the van now and take up all the speaker up at the top of it and put out all the instruments and put it in there and go home and come on the next day again and start rehearse again. So we love it because we realize if we're surviving and make a little money can buy food.
Yeah. You know, Sly, I think what we need to, we really need to tell these stories, you know, because hear what happened now. You see, because of technology and the way things are now, that it is easier for people to get into the music business and the struggles that you and Lloyd and others had to go through. They don't have to go through that again. But sometimes if you don't tell these stories, people think, you know, it come
easy. Overnight.
Yeah, it come overnight and everybody wants success instantly. And when you tell these stories, it just tell you how rich our culture is and how people like yourself and Lloyd really are people to be celebrated, especially like we're having our celebration of 60 years of independence. People like you should they should be talking about you right now, not waiting until August. Go on, Sly.
Your microphone, Sly.
I never play for producing. It's Ansel Collins and Lloyd Parks. It's making record, you know. Me know them as producer and musician, me know nobody else. And we just used to make record and then Mr. Cameron was studio with them, play for Ansel song, Lloyd Parks, play for his song, Bam Bam Bam, until we play for Double Barrel was the first record and we rock Lloyd together. And we play a tune in Psalm to Dub for King Thomas. A lot of people don't know what's in there, Lloyd.
That was the first dub song, you know. Sounds of dub.
Gentlemen, we're coming up on a break, and I want us to, because between you both, Sly and Lloyd, there are a couple of names that keep coming up all the time. Ranchy, definitely, and certainly Dave and Ansel Collins. We're gonna go to the break. We wanna come back, give the listeners a taste of that same song that we're talking about, and then we wanna spend some time looking at those relationships. Let's go to break.
Everyone can use a little pick-me-up. And when it's that time, reach for a bottle of Zion Organic Roots, made from all natural ingredients. Zion Roots in ginseng, tiger balm, bedroom bully is the natural alternative. Zion Roots is available at all local restaurants and Caribbean stores. Visit our website at zionrootsorganic.com or call 954-588-5203. Zion Roots, the natural alternative.
Jamaica, the home of authentic reggae music and reggae wear. Reggae wear, the gear for any occasion. Reggae wear, stylish. Reggae gear, fashionable. Authentic garments, the rhythm of Jamaica. Wrap yourself in the warmth of reggae wear. Get your reggae gear today. Visit www.yardmedia.com. Capture the rhythm of Jamaica in reggae wear. Vibrant colors for spring, summer, fall, and winter. Visit our website at www.yardmedia.com and get your reggae gear today.
Send money back home this tax season with JN Money. Now you can send money to any bank account in Jamaica and get 10% off your transaction fees. Plus, send money to a JN Money card or even pay bills in Jamaica. This tax season, there's so much you can do when you send money back home with JN Money.
Licensed as a money transmitter by the Banking Department of the State of Florida and Georgia. What makes my heart beat? Finding myself on the sunny side of life, where I can surround myself with everything I want. What makes my heart beat? Trying new foods, created by people who are as excited to make it as I am to taste it. What makes my heart beat? Keeping a promise to myself and to the one who has my heart. Home is where the heart is. My heart says Jamaica, heartbeat of the world. Let's go.
Yard Media presents the relaunch of the yardmedia.com website and the Sunday Scoops program. On Saturday, May 28th from 6 to 10 p.m., rock away to the sweet sounds of Wayne Armand. It's okay. And Christina Alicia. Like diamond, don't you see? With music by Big G at Island Space Caribbean Museum at the northeast entrance to the Broward Mall. Learn more at yaawdmedia.com. Sponsored by Yacht Abroad International, Cardiovascular Imaging Center, DMR Media, JN Money, Reshioma, the Jamaica Tourist Board, and Grace.
Bro.
Yes, and we're back. You just heard Breaking Up. It's hard to do when all of us just learned that this was actually not written by Alton Ellis.
Right, this was written by Wentworth, as per Lydie. And,
I thought you were going to play the termites version.
We're trying to find yes, I know. we owe you drinks, Lydie. We owe you drinks. Because all right. But to Dennis's point, though, we this is where we're coming from in terms of the music. As Dennis says, a collaborative effort, and a lot of things we take for granted in terms of this great music that we have all benefited from, certainly over the last 50, 60 years.
Wow.
And, the purposes of programs like this, Lydie, is to give you guys as the artists, yourself, Sly, Dennis to a lesser extent, because Dennis is an academic and a practicing man in the music business, to lay down these stories so that the generations that come after we, long gone, know that this is the truth, not what you're reading when somebody concocts some other stories. But before we went to the break, we talked about some relationships. You talk about, Lydie, your relationship with Wentworth, who was part the one half of the termite. You talked about Ranchi McLean. I've always heard that name coming up. Sly spoke about him as well, and of course Dave and Nancy Collins. And I would love us to spend the next couple of minutes going to look at these relationships and how these relationships molded the musician that you certainly became yourself and Sly.
Look at this.
Yes.
Let me intervene in this now. Look at it this way. Wentworth passed on 3 chords to me on the guitar, and I improved myself. I did the same for Ranchi McLean, and he became a fantastic guitarist. When I say full of greatness, and We have a good brain because him really learn fast and improve himself fast, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And so then we have the opportunity of when I leave Stable Club, I join Skin Fish and Bones band because the bass player there, I just left, you know, migrated and thing, and we did Era and Baby, and Era and Baby was a massive hit. Alton, Al Green, Era and Baby,
Mm-hmm.
and
Al Brown did the Jamaican version.
I just wanted to say that, as I said, this family effort and friendship. Ranchi wanted to learn to play the guitar, and I started it. So Sly can continue.
Yeah. Yes, Sly, over to you.
Was the chief, you know, because he was like one of the most experienced musicians, because he was the singer, record, and studio one. I really respect him and look up to that. But he was selfish. He come around everyone and share his idea with everyone, you know. And so Ron to learn from him and Ron to start playing, and then they all joined this band, RSC Invisible together. And there was Answer Collins there. But I was in the RSC Invisible band at first. I was playing by a little band called Yard Rooms by Campus Boulevard. And then I used to go down and check on Ranchi and, you know, and Lloyd playing RSC Invisible. And then what happened is, I think the drummer Tindeg had left or something. And went out, so Answer asked me to sit and play. So he said he liked our play, and then from there I think I got a little job playing in RC with band. There was Lloyd, myself, Ranchi, next guy bass, I think I don't remember, we used to call him bass, you know. We used to Victor appear, but when I came into business, Lloyd Parks was producing his own record, man, Answer Collins. So I learned a lot from them. Lots of them producing and making them want to reinvesting their money back into themselves. Those are the first two people really taught me a lot because they reinvest the money that they make into themselves. They take a chance and think that gamble. And it kind of pay off. And I think it's what happened to be different from everybody because from an early age, Lloyd Park was doing that, you know. And I really admire to do that. And I follow his footstep and Answer footstep. And then when he played on Double Barrel, it was Answer session. And Answer called to produce his own song and then go to rehearse the song like for a week. 1 week after rehearsal, myself, Lloyd, and Answer, and we cut the song. And I told him to be a million seller. Everybody laughed and said, no. Eventually became a million seller. But we always have that kind of instinct. And we always look out for one another, you know, like myself, Ranchi, Lloyd. Because Lloyd Parks was like the popular one, so he would get session and call us on session himself or Answer Collins, you know. I would invite me around to the play and session and everything like that. So it was like a whole family thing. It was a community band, a whole effort to see everybody survive and everybody make it to be a musician. I'm not a great musician, but an accomplished musician, you know.
Creative.
And Ansel Collins have that distinction to be the first person with a #1 instrumental hit outside of Jamaica.
Very
Jamaica.
In fact, before we touch that to Lydie, because you mentioned about your getting a gig. Well, you talk about playing music down by the wharf, and Sly just alluded to that a while ago, down by Victoria Pier. That the commander, you say, we pay what, £7 and 6 to
£7.10. £7.10 shilling.
That was £7.10 shilling a month, right?
No, man.
No. The £7.10 was what Coxon don't be here when you do a song.
For a side.
Yeah.
That was on a Coxon. Yeah.
No, hold on. As a singer, you go to Coxon, you record a song, and I'm going to tell you straight up, the £7.10 I pay.
Yeah.
As a vocalist.
Right.
And everybody's Jackson. So Jackson call me.
Call everybody Jackson.
Jackson, £7.10 we pay. And so we use that money now and buy the guitar, buy ourselves a guitar.
Right.
And
you talked about going to stables. And clearly between stables and the connection with Sly was solidified. Talk about that.
Okay. As I said, we all came up from the same, should I say, roots? Right. We started together, but we all branched out because while I was playing at Stable Club, Sly was playing at Tit for Tat.
Right.
But and I was playing guitar at the time, at Stable, and then Bobby Akins was the band leader there. A very good, Larry Akins' brother, but Bobby Akins was a great guitarist, the band leader. And one night the bass player didn't show up. This is a story now, you know. Basically, didn't show up, and I said to Mr. Bobby Akins, I can't play it, you know, sir. Because I was about 20 years old, a little over 20. Sir, I can't play it. He said, you sure, youth? I said, yes. So I said to him, sir, Mr. Akins, then if the guitar have 6 strings, the bass only have 4. I will take up the bass, and I had a look at unique style. I know that because it's stemming from the guitar and mash up the place at night, man. And there at that time they had go-go dancers up by Stable Cup. But these were classic go-go dancers. Creative.
It's not like now, right?
It is not like this type of thing, you know?
Right.
And them swarm the stage and pure excitement, and I never stopped playing bass from that night. You know, I just started to develop my style. As I say, Sly and myself, we're very innovative, creative, and we always try to do things new. So I had my own style. And
funny thing about it,
yeah.
Ranch was a guitar player, right? And because Lloyd was in England, and the session was called 10 and 1.
Yeah.
Lloyd was the day to Ranch take up the bass now, the guitar player, and do the same thing Lloyd did.
Same thing.
Try to make him play bass. And he play the bass, and it's a shame, then I will so, and it become a hit. And then go to say, you're my bass player now, you know.
Roof, right time, roof, have mercy. Ranch play.
I mean, marketing, right time, all of them should motor channel one tune is
Ranch play.
Then switch and go back to guitar, and Robbie said, Robbie come in, Robbie start playing the piano first, and then go to guitar. And when the Radiant Soul come in right down the line, Ernest, I'll switch back, Ranch go back to the guitar, Robbie go to the bass.
You hear that?
But the thing come from Lloyd teaching, so Ranch gonna go play the bass.
But who taught you to play the play? I mean, really, because you know we take it for granted, and Dennis, I'm going to beg you chime in here because you guys were basically learning on the fly. Talk to me about that, lad.
Hello?
We're getting an echo.
Is this for me or Sly? This question is
for me. You that laddie. Talk to me about how you know, who taught you? I mean, beyond...
I must say one thing, and I want the world to know this, that self-taught musicians are the greatest musicians. Refer back to the first musician in the world. Who taught that musician? That first musician in the world, who taught him?
Nobody.
So it have to be self-taught musicians are the greatest musicians. You understand me? And then we create our style, we create our passion, our fashion, and all of that. You know?
Yeah.
So, well, I just develop my thing. You know, same thing with Sly.
Yeah, Lloyd, it's a good point to make because listen, the reason why when you're and I'm not knocking training, when you train and there are certain rules and conventions that you have to adhere to, because you know you remember back in the days when you're in studio, a producer would say to you, no, this is not how you play it this particular way. Or other musicians would say to you, say, no, you're playing it wrong, play it this way. But when you're self-taught and when all of the way you guys came up together, you started to experiment quite early and innovate. And that is why our music is as dynamic and exciting as it is.
Absolutely.
Because Sly was allowed to experiment because the other musicians trusted him. You would do the same thing too. You would come up with some bass line and people say, yeah, do it, man. Try anything. But sometimes when you are a trained musician and if you read and you go by the conventions of the particular music or genre, it sometimes kind of limit you. So it what you say make a lot of sense, and that it explains in a serious way the reason why you guys are so good and why our music is so dynamic and awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Well, just as an illustration of that, because I know God don't want to buy the drink, so he went and dug into his archives and found that initial tune. And I want us to use the same opportunity and run a couple more tunes. There's a seminal tune that you played on Lady that for me as a youngster growing up in the coming out of the 70s, a tune named Sata Masagana. Well, Sata Masagana was actually Leroy Sibbles with the Abyssinians, right? But it demonstrated again the role of the bass in the music, and we're gonna touch on some of the pieces that you created. A tune named Officially. We're gonna touch on one of your early pieces where you went at Studio One, Have Mercy, Mr. Percy, and then we're gonna come back and take it here. God, over to you.
3B3, put it on. 1B1, 2B2, 3B3, where she gone? 1B1, 2B2, 3B3, put it on. Say if you really want to be my queen, say you got to be officially and tune in by me, Desreen. Tune in by me, Desreen.
I say me draw for me weatherman hot. While lady, I can see her rock with it.
So we gave you the original Feel a Little Better, which was done by Lloyd Parks with, I think, members of the Techniques, Winston Riley production.
No, man, that is where I started to produce my own stuff.
Okay, so it's on the Parks label.
Yeah. It came on RJ label because I gave him it to distribute.
Oh, okay.
And there was a version with Lloyd Parks and the Techniques.
Right.
Same Feel a Little Better.
Yeah, but they in fact when he played the first version, we in the studio we kind of ears cock up because that's not the version we know. And of course him redeem himself and find the version with that original
that was intended.
Yes, yeah. But that's how you know, depth in him. Dennis.
But I want to make a point. And it's great that Lloydie and Sly here at the same time, because they are unique in a way. Now with reggae music, the chord structure always kind of, not complicated. So the chord progressions nice and easy, 2, 3 sometimes, but basically a 2-chord progression. And with Lloydie, especially in the second version of the officially song.
Yeah. The play up
it's just some amazing chord progression that go on there. So it full of a soul, it full of all kind of influences, which but yet it is still very
hardcore reggae.
Easy and simple. It's not complicated.
And the drumming is a straightforward.
Yeah.
We always keep the roots.
Absolutely. And it's
right,
the same thing with Sly.
The drumming is a straightforward, right?
And no, I don't think so. Hold on, do the man.
It's a one-drop tune and it was
it's a one-drop.
And put in a look straightforward in the bridge.
If you want to be man to play, so play that kick drum,
Yeah. So and again with Sly, usually the one drop kind of vibe is just kind of basic. Most drummer would have just do hi-hat, snare, kick drum, but Sly always put something in there. It still have the basic groove and tempo, but him find some way for pretty it up. And that song was a brilliant.
It's not pretty up, It's not pretty up, It's lift up.
There you go.
So Lloydie, tell us how they officially came in, because that was wholly missing from the first song.
All right. I used to do that song at Stable Club, right? Feel a Little Better. And then one night I was doing it. At that time, Tyrone Downey did a little stint, Bob Marley keyboard player, as a little youth, and come in and play for a couple months. And when I said, I feel a little better, Tyrone said, officially. So honestly, I have to give him credit for that. It's really him inspired me for that,
And you go back in and re-recorded it.
Yeah, because the tune.
Yeah, because as I said before, it was Feel a Little Better.
Right.
And I recorded, and then something came up to me saying, all right, if you want to be my queen, you've got to be officially. And I just put in a bridge. I mean, history must be told, man. Right,
definitely.
And that's why we wanted you to tell that story yourselves, Lloyd, because a lot of people out there and them have different notions how this music come. And the real story have to come from yourself.
Yeah, authentic to me.
So Lloyd just describe another undervalued, what you call it, device or strategy that Jamaican musicians used to use. and Lloyd is Sly, Bob Marley, everybody do it. What we do is, because of the context of how Jamaican music was produced, we never get no airplay in terms of radio, it never get no respect. So when you do a song, and like you did, Feel a Little Better Now, at some point, because you know that song is a big bad song, you always do it over. And sometimes when you do it over, you add a little thing to it. You know, and so repetition was a great tool for Jamaican musicians. Bob, everybody did, because most of the albums that he did for Island, you have some songs when they do from long time on it, which was some
like even for example, Who the Cap Fit, I heard a version about a week ago, and that's a wait. You know.
Yeah. You know,
that is a song that was done before.
And even Breaking Up is hard to do. Is a similar version. And you, Lloyd, you have a couple songs that you did the same thing to. Sly do that too, you know. And Sly sometimes take other people vibe, and when I'm done with it, it just turn into something brilliant. Like Taxi.
We're always advancing, you know.
Yeah.
And we're growing. So like if we do something and we could do it a little better than that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then we record it.
I term it the creative echo chamber.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. So there's a lot of stuff that we need to formalize and don't just tell the story. We need to codify it. So a lot of the things that you and Sly are explaining to us, persons like me start to codify them so that generations 200 years later will understand what you're doing and just not know it as a story, but know it was a creative practice that developed right here in Jamaica.
I just speak about generation though. I just want to appeal to the younger musician that this reggae music is our music, and make sure you master your music before you try to master any other music.
Somebody else's bit. Why? Say it again. Say it again. Wait. Say it again.
Master your craft.
Say it
this
again.
Music,
For the people in the back.
Reggae music, or wonderful reggae music. I'm just appealing to the younger musician to make sure you master your craft, your reggae music. It's our music. Because I've been to Europe, you know. And I've seen reggae band, white guy playing reggae music. And believe me, I have to come hard, you know. So we don't want to turn it into something where guys out of Jamaica playing music better than us, you know. We want to just master. I mean, it's good to know to can play jazz and everything, you know, right? And one more tip. You see the bass and drum? Make sure it lock. And that is what me and Sly have. We talk about it all the time. You know? And one more thing. When we're making music, we imagine we're ourselves in a dance hall listening to reggae music or thumping at the big speaker then. So it's a part of our creativeness, you know.
All right. Lady, hold that thought. We up on a break. And but you are absolutely correct. And we wanna we have Dennis here with us too, which allows us to take a look back. But let's take the break. We'll come back and we're gonna pick up.
Send money back home this tax season with JN Money. Now you can send money to any bank account in Jamaica and get 10% off your transaction fees. Plus, send money to a JN Money card or even pay bills in Jamaica. This tax season, there's so much you can do when you send money back home with JN Money.
Licensed as a money transmitter by the Banking Department of the State of Florida and Georgia.
Listen, everyone can use a little pick-me-up. And when it's that time, reach for a bottle of Zion Organic Roots, made from all natural ingredients. Zion Roots and ginseng, tiger bone, bedroom bully is the natural alternative. Zion Roots is available at all local restaurants and Caribbean stores. Visit our website at zionrootsorganic.com or call 954-588-5203. Zion Roots, the natural alternative.
What makes my heart beat? Finding myself on the sunny side of life, where I can surround myself with everything I want. What makes my heart beat? Trying new foods, created by people who are as excited to make it as I am to taste it. What makes my heart beat? Keeping a promise to myself and to the one who has my heart. Home is where the heart is. My heart says, Jamaica, heartbeat of the world. Let's go.
Jamaica, the home of authentic reggae music and reggae wear. Reggae wear, the gear for any occasion. Reggae wear, stylish. Reggae gear, fashionable. Authentic garments, the rhythm of Jamaica. Wrap yourself in the warmth of reggae wear. Get your reggae gear today. Visit www.yardmedia.com. Capture the rhythm of Jamaica in reggae wear. Vibrant colors for spring, summer, fall, and winter. Visit our website at www.yardmedia.com and get your reggae gear today.
Yard Media presents the relaunch of the yardmedia.com website and the Sunday Scoops program. On Saturday, May 28th from 6 to 10 p.m., rock away to the sweet sounds of Wayne Armand
It's okay.
and Christina Alicia.
Like diamond, don't you see?
With music by Big G at Island Space Caribbean Museum at the northeast entrance to the Broward Mall. Learn more at yaawdmedia.com. Sponsored by Yacht Abroad International, Cardiovascular Imaging Center, DMR Media, JN Money, Reshioma, the Jamaica Tourist Board, and Grace.
Wrong.
from a living, slaving so hard. I'm working every day in the coal mine, working so hard. My wife and my kids are crying, crying so bad. My wife and my kids are crying, they look so sad. A man can't get no money, can life be so funny? What's wrong with my plans? Oh yeah, oh yeah. Look like the sun don't shine for me, yeah, 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 yeah. But I trust the sun will shine for me. Lord knows, yeah.
Wow, we have a whole heap to unpack in this little section here because, you know, they lighted that tune Slaving. Slaving, the tune for me is a tune that hit home. I've always maintained that the music is such that when the artists start to take ownership, and Dennis mentioned it in a different way earlier on, you know, what makes reggae such a dynamic and powerful music is that the artist is now writing and recording about their own experiences. Slaving, though, the issues being covered. In fact, let me go better. Tell us the influences behind you penning that music.
Slaving?
Yes.
Well, I just look at the hard-working man, that working hard and can hardly feed his family, you know, and I've seen that in growing up, and I was just inspired by that.
Because the song for me, I mean, I'm a teenager at the time. My old man used to work at the waterfront, and of course, I'm going KC, and then in them days you have to pay a half scholarship, and so the old lady have to find. I think it would have been about $18 was the school term fee, and when she paid that $18, things tin
money done.
month, yeah, tin. But she still make the sacrifice so that at least I could say I went to high school. And, you know, I'm growing up watching my parents working, both of them out every day, coming late at night time. And still, we are struggling. And the music seemed to be saying that to me, which is why for me I'm saying to you that the song was such a paragon song. I also wanted to look at, again, some influences here. You had people like Ansel Collins, you know, this group of musicians, producers, etc. at the time. I want you to just share with us the impact that these guys have on you. And then I'm going to draw on Dennis, because Dennis, from a production standpoint and a producer standpoint, just to give his own input. Over to you, Lloyd.
People like
Ansel Collins.
Ansel Collins, you see, as I say, team is always strengthens us, you know, and then we're always about teamwork. And I mean, Ansel inspires me as well, inspired me, because when I say Ansel was the first man who started to produce something himself, you know.
Right.
And I said, okay, you know, so it's always a team effort, and I was inspired by the Ansel as well. So you see how everything collaborates?
And Dennis, you alluded to that yourself, Dennis.
Yeah.
Come in.
Yeah, well, as I said, the thing is, Ansel is one of those underrated persons in the music industry. And him so humble. Him just...
Like Sly.
Yeah. Him worse than Sly. When it come to, him worse than Sly and Lloyd when it comes to humility. Because it's all of them is pure, humble, brilliant people. You know, that don't really talk about themselves too much. But
exactly.
Ansel, but the thing is, you know, all right, let me say something. Lloyd said something earlier, because I don't want to forget the point. him said that, when they're making music, them think about what's going to happen in the dance halls and how the music sound. That's a technique. That's not a technique that you just brush off. That's visualization. That's visualizing where the song is going to go.
Right.
And if you can't visualize it, you can't feel it. And so that's another technique that we should recognize. Yeah. Another thing that is important coming out of this situation, Lloyd and Sly. Sly wanted to say something. Go, Sly.
A word like say the rhythm now rock. I remember I was on tour and I think Lloyd, I don't remember who was a drummer playing a couple songs for Joe Gibbs. And when I come up from tour, everyone see me and say, boy, I put dub back every drum. I said, why? He said, boy, Joe Gibbs said now rock. But we understand when him said now rock, that means say something with something, but the bass line was okay. And one of the songs that came out of that recording session when I overdubbed it was How Could I Leave Dennis Brown. When I listened to Lloyd Parks bass and I said, everyone, it's one way I can play this tune rock. And everyone said to me, do anything you want to do, but what is there cannot come to the street. So we have to go in and change over the song to make the song in that groove to go to the dance. And the same thing with ting, 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 ting. All those songs record without me. I came up on
Should I?
I do back everything. But only thing what remained, the bass remained the same. So
yeah.
But the drummer was good, but he wasn't really locking into the bass, but I like to say earlier. So when we come and start playing, How Could I Leave? The whole room jump up and say, boy, gone, and it come out. So, as Lloyd says, that the bass and drum is very important. And you can play
very
yeah.
important.
Think of the line, you have to listen to what Lloyd playing. And the other day, Lloyd did some tune, and the guy would sit down and I said, boy, they Lloyd lock in the line. I say, yes, come and play to support Lloyd. So for me, I play and I play for myself, and I play to make it sound. When Lloyd lock the line, me never go around the corner. Me just stay with him until the song done. I want to tell you something to Lloyd, say you can sing that song upon the drum and bass with the thing locked.
Yeah.
I know what you need to do drum and bass, but and the woman smile and say, true, and I say, yes, Lloyd, because I was going to support the bass line and not going outside of the line now.
Definitely, Sly. The communication between the bass and the drummer is always important in our music. But I want to also go Sly.
The drummer have to know when we come forward sometimes and we have to sting at the back.
Yeah.
The line, him and the bassman go together. Like all that show like Dennis Brown show now, get a girl.
I was going to say, hold on, you really didn't mean. I was just going to mention the song with him. Imagine that song without that snare on top. What it would sound like, it would be dead. And watch Sly play and get a go tap, 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 tap. It lift up the tune.
Yeah, and what Lloyd was playing. So if I say, you listen to Lloyd, and then we sit down and carve out the line, we can pick Lloyd the bass that you don't disturb it. So sometimes you check it, I'm playing some of the notes of the line, them quietly, not all the notes. So when you separate the rest of the instrument and leave the bass and drum, the song will the same way.
Yeah. The magic of reggae music, and that is why it endures so long. Because you imagine, reggae started in the 1960s. We're not going to say 1968, but in the 60s. and right now, it is as relevant as it was then,
on day one,
as it is now. Because you can put out a reggae song. Every foreigner do reggae song as we speak, and you still, people will not say, oh, this sound is outdated, like how them say, certain other genres like R&B outdated and calypso kind of outdated, or all kind of different genres from all over the world. Reggae is still up there as a great music.
Reggae is forever.
Absolutely. Now I want to mention, because this is important, because you guys are producers. And you talk about Ansel Collins being one of the first musicians to produce himself. It is important for us to recognize that from in the early days, artists and musicians were producing themselves, because sometimes the history that we talk about celebrates only the executive producers and the producers, the label owners, as good producers or as great producers. And yes, they were good producers and great producers, but a lot of you artists and musicians we're also producing people like the Errol Dunkley in the early days, you, Lloyd, and you can go down the line. Gregory, yeah.
Dennis Brown, yeah.
The interesting thing, you know.
Eric Carrier.
All right, look at it. The song, a couple songs come out on labels that are famous, but were not produced by the label owners. Sata Masagana is one. You see? And Ansel Tune is another.
Yeah.
You know?
Double barrel.
Yeah. So so sometimes we don't even give the musicians the kind of respect as producers and singers as producers that they have earned, you know.
Original record of Ben Dunn with the Wailers. It is credited as Bob Marley and Wailers were the soul vendors, soul brothers, you know. And that wasn't a Coxon production. It was done at Coxon Studio, but it's a Bob Marley and Wailers production.
See that?
Yeah. It's a Bob Marley and Wailers and the Soul Brothers with Joe Isaac playing drums. And if everybody go and listen to the original Ben Dunn Low.
Didn't know that.
Wicked. Was a way ahead of time. And it was Bob Marley own and Soul Brothers was on the record. It wasn't nobody else.
Again, every time you do the show.
That one, still the bad one, man.
Can I say something? Can I say something?
Laddie.
Without any apologies. Joe Gibbs have never produced one song. It was done by myself, Sly Dunbar, Bubbler, and Errol Thompson. But yet on the record it's saying produced by Joe Gibbs. I'm not trying to beat anybody now, because remember, you know, this is history. This is a historical moment, and we have to let the truth be told, right?
Absolutely.
So we go there, we create the intro, we create everything, we organize everything. Sly create the jump pattern, and at the nights, Joe Gibbs come and listen to songs then. In downtown, I said record night there. But yet, produced by, I never mention us. If you don't mind, have some of the songs we play, and we name not on it, credits not wasn't given to us, you know.
Such as the thing. Here's what we're gonna do, guys. Because we're heading towards a break. But Lydie and Sly, you guys mentioned a couple of songs that we want to keep the listeners honest, keep ourselves honest, and the listeners in the thing. So we're gonna touch on a couple of these songs. We're gonna run to the break. Then we come back and we wanna look. You know, Dennis is here. We're gonna draw and thing. Lydie made the point a while ago. This is history. This is the history. We are literally laying down these tracks of history, and we don't have this opportunity to get so many legends, giants, one time, and we're gonna use it. Let's go over to the turntable.
Stay at home, yeah. That little girl was born on the ghetto side of town. She knows every trick in the book, and she certainly gets around. She's been with many men since she was only 10. She never stay at home. She's always on the run. Your mama is wondering where you are. What do you see at night when you're under the stars? Baby, keep on running and you won't get far. Stay at home, sister, stay at home. Don't let your mama down. Don't be a runaround. No. Should I have faith in you? Should I put my trust in you? And should you let me down? Should I flirt around? Why should I think this way? Thinking that you're going away. There ain't no way we'll stay
everything I do is wrong. You gave me hope and consolation. You gave me strength to carry on. And you're always there to lend a hand in almost everything I do. That's the wonder of you. Na-na. You sheltered me from harm, kept me warm, kept me warm. You gave my life to me, set me free, set me free. The finest years I ever knew is all the years I had with you, and I would give anything I own, give up my life, my heart, my own, and I would give anything I own just to have you back again. Is there someone you know that won't let you go, and taking it all for granted? You may lose them one day, someone takes them away, and you don't hear a word they say. And I would give anything I own, give up my life, my heart.
I and I man forward on a different scene. I and I man Cali weed, I and I man queen. Everything was irie, getting in the groove. I just come down to movement when someone said, don't move. Well, it must be a dopey or a gunman. I might not find out yet. I and I so frightened, all the daughter name I forget. Well, it must be a dopey or a gunman. I never stopped to sleep. Quarry was a boy to I man last night. Him couldn't follow, him couldn't follow, him couldn't follow me.
I was drawn into myself, observing all this time. From every angle I could see my people, you're meeting hell. Brothers have turned to crime, so they die from time to time. We'd like to ask you leaders, what have you got in mind? I see the fire spreading, it's getting hotter and hot. The house will want to be in the shoes of the have-nots. If the sign is on your door, then you will be safe for sure. But if you are in pretense, you're on the wrong side of the fence. Oh yeah, you better believe me. People, believe me when I tell you.
Everyone can use a little pick-me-up. And when it's that time, reach for a bottle of Zion Organic Roots, made from all natural ingredients. Zion roots and ginseng, tiger bone, bedroom bully is the natural alternative. Zion roots is available at all local restaurants and Caribbean stores. Visit our website at zionrootsorganic.com or call 954-588-5203. Zion Roots, the natural alternative.
Send money back home this tax season with JN Money. Now you can send money to any bank account in Jamaica and get 10% off your transaction fees. Plus, send money to a JN Money card or even pay bills in Jamaica. This tax season, there's so much you can do when you send money back home with JN Money.
Licensed as a money transmitter by the Banking Department of the State of Florida and Georgia.
What makes my heart beat? Finding myself on the sunny side of life, where I can surround myself with everything I want. What makes my heart beat? Trying new foods, created by people who are as excited to make it as I am to taste it. What makes my heart beat? Keeping a promise to myself and to the one who has my heart. Home is where the heart is. My heart says Jamaica, heartbeat of the world. Let's
Jamaica,
go.
the home of authentic reggae music and reggae wear. Reggae wear, the gear for any occasion. Reggae wear, stylish. Reggae gear, fashionable. Authentic garments, the rhythm of Jamaica. Wrap yourself in the warmth of reggae wear. Get your reggae gear today. Visit www.yardmedia.com. Capture the rhythm of Jamaica in reggae wear. Vibrant colors for spring, summer, fall, and winter. Visit our website at www.yardmedia.com and get your reggae gear today.
Yard Media presents the relaunch of the yardmedia.com website and the Sunday Scoops program. On Saturday, May 28th from 6 to 10 p.m., rock away to the sweet sounds of Wayne Armand. It's okay. And Christina Alicia. Like diamond, don't you see? With music by Big G at Island Space Caribbean Museum at the northeast entrance to the Broward Mall. Learn more at yaawdmedia.com. Sponsored by Yacht Abroad International, Cardiovascular Imaging Center, DMR Media, JN Money, Reshioma, the Jamaica Tourist Board, and Grace.
Wrong.
Yes.
Yeah, man, we're back.
We are back. Lloyd, you left us on a note there where...
But we play quite a slow tune I'm going to talk about.
we played, deliberately played a number of tunes that we know yourself and Sly to a lesser extent played on. And so we want to talk about some of those tunes.
Everything I own.
Right. Working with an artist like a Dennis
Gunman.
Right?
Ramgood Liver. How them tuning?
Yes. So we want to dive into your experiences working with some of those artists, and you know the feeling was at the time. I mean, you said it earlier. You guys got into the music. You just wanted to make some music. No intention of becoming no multi-millionaire. But to just put on some good tune.
Yeah.
The relationship with an artist like a Dennis Brown, the same Ramgoat Liver, Duppy Gunman tune. Them tune are standard now in Jamaica. A massive part of the Jamaican music history. What was the feeling like at the time? Working with these artists, yeah.
I said before, you know, there was a sense of None of us should call it anxiety. But we were just anxious and we were excited working with these artists. Although we were musicians in the bands, but it was such a wonderful feeling when we used to have a session. We were up on the session, Babandi, yeah man. So when we get into the session and Babandi start to sing Fire Burning and right away bassline just come. Such as song like number one Gregory Isaac.
Right.
Them artists have vibe, man. As them start to sing, you're inspired right away and bassline, they just get creative. A song like when Gregory came into the studio with a song like Our Judge, right? And him say, boy, the more them get it, the more them want. You understand? But Gregory no easy. What is Gregory sing about?
Yeah.
I mean, let's come up with that line because listen, no, Greg is a sampling. Greg is a sample artist, man. So, I mean, these artists were artists that when them come and open their mouth, man, you find bassline quickly. Dennis Brown, oh God, same thing.
But
so it was, and as I said before, it was not about money. It's about the love for the music, the love. And you know something, I must commend Dean Fraser. It's the same thing, up to this day. It's a love, Dean Fraser. Everywhere you go, every funeral, Dean Fraser did. It's just a love for the music and the people of the industry. And I commend people like Dean. You know what I mean? Sly, same thing. So I said, lady, bring it here. I'm full it up with tuna, man.
Yeah.
Same thing.
True.
That's what we stand for. Love and unity. And kindness.
Sly, tell Daddy to start singing again. I'm saying, I'm going to tell him because you can talk to him, I'm saying, the album, I'm saying, just bring the tape and just play it. Because you remember where I come from, where
Definitely.
there was no money, there was no much. So it was for me, piece of good to sit down and play for Lloyds Parks and say, and then the mango tree will come as you. Then when no wait.
You remember the mango tree?
That said, Sly, talk to Daddy, make him start singing. He said, I talk to him, I said, Lloyd, start sing back, man. And to hear him do it, finally I come back around and start singing and everything. People start singing again, because when I know he was a singer and played guitar, and when he stopped singing, we didn't miss some out of the thing because he was a creative singer and always come from some good topic,
Yeah. You know what happened?
As talk about that, Sly, about good topic, and Lloyd just talk about Dean Fraser. There's a song that was done in 1985. Wasn't a monster hit, but it got a lot of airplay, and I remember it very well, and this is the song.
You know when them read the boy, when them big up the thing.
All them girls are wearing jeans, 'cause it makes them look so clean. And if you're walking down the street, everybody's wearing jeans. It fits them better when it's tired. It
that song brought back a lot of memories, especially the part where he said, "Take it away, Dean."
Boy, I forgot to do a remix on this tune and call in Shaggy, you know. Shaggy, where you there? Trust me. Them time we just a right song, you know, just a right song. We imagine things like a movie director, writer, you know, we just write things and imagine things, you know. Because this song, a song like this will last for lifetime. Everybody's wearing jeans up to this day. That's how we think, you know, long lasting.
And that's what Sly talk about. Sly say your creativity with the lyrics, you know, and then you talked about Dean Fraser, you know, how he loved the music, and this song just aptly described that very thing that you all talked about.
Listen, what it did is, I had not remembered this song. And, you know, just...
I don't remember it either.
And there you go, Dennis. You know, so... But when you pull it out, and then the song's still a fairly fresh song. Fairly fresh. Dean Fraser blowing that horn. Oh, my God. And, you know, and this is a talent what we have. Sly is saying something.
You talk about that song like it could have re-record when I got Bob Marley cut back him song.
Yeah.
No, man, I look it back, man.
Yeah, man, because this really relevant. I say, because these are the topic probably end up using a commercial too.
Yeah. Lloyd, I don't.
One question, Dennis.
Yeah.
This song, The Wonder of You. What you know about it? Be honest with me.
Which one?
The Wonder of You.
The Wonder of You. Cover version that I dig. What do you know about that song?
Listen.
You must know something about it. Why you draw for that song?
No, I don't mean, you know, I got.
Yeah, man. Even with the reggae shirt.
All right. Let me give you a little history on that song. That song is one of my biggest songs in Brazil. I'm very popular in Brazil.
I'm calling it Nana.
You see it? Oh, you know that guy.
That's why I'm playing with us, lady. That is the reason why he's here. The master upon the turntable.
Not only, no, don't undersell the man.
No, wait, no, man.
Master upon turntable.
Wait, no, man. May I come with him?
No, man.
First, when I listen to him play music, lady, when we conceptualized this thing a couple years ago, and I hear him play with some tune where most of the other DJ them don't play. So I start reasoning with him, and then I realized this man deep in terms of knowledge of the music. And so I say, God, you want to try a little thing and I bring you in, and you know, he would tell you, you make him say it himself. You know, it was a little concert. Why you come to me as opposed to whole heap of other man where we know how to play music? You're over to you, God.
Yeah, well, you know, I was surprised because you have DJs we call them name brand DJ. And I'm relatively on the South Florida scene, and even in Jamaica, I'm relatively unknown.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, let me say something about God. And I always say it, but I want to say repeat it among great people like Sly and Lloyd. No, you are absolutely brilliant in terms of your understanding of the music.
Absolutely.
And you are a great researcher, because you have to do a whole heap of research to come up with the kind of music and songs that you come up with. Every time I come on the show, I usually say, God, send all of the songs them to me. And a lot of times, in play songs that I never heard, or even if I hear it, I don't remember the song. So even today, a couple of the songs that he played from Lloyd, first me I hear them, the Jeans one, and the same song that Lloyd mentioned a while ago.
The Wonder of You.
Yeah, is and I tell you that's the greatness of our music, you know. I tell everybody, people might believe I am knowledgeable, but I learn every single day something new about the music, and that is what makes it so exciting, and that's what keeps me going. You know, because I learn new things every day, and it make it listen, me not think the kind of history and the narratives that like Lloyd and Sly talk. Me not think other genres can be so exciting. You know, and the stories, you know, it's amazing. And we need to stop undervalue our musicians and the music.
So, Lloyd, tell about the Brazilian thing, because...
Right. When I went to Brazil first, I went to Dennis Brown as his musical director, his band, right? And when I was coming through the airport, what they're doing is they form like a ring around, you know, the crowd like a float. People just come there because they know that we're coming. And a man say, you have to sing Nana. You are the star. I said, what the hell is this man talking about? But I always do a little stint up front before Dennis Brown. You see, when I started singing the tune name, the one that you play Stay Down Man. But guess what happened? Why I became so popular is because there was an album that they was pirated in Brazil. And all of these songs was on that album. You know, and there was a song they call Wolf, another favorite song. They use that song to campaign election.
Mm-hmm.
So can you imagine that growth? Wow. And boy, it was just something else. So Brazil is my obrigado to you, Brazil. It's one of my second home. Obrigado.
Again, my top credit to God, because you know, as we conceptualize this program, we have all grown, you know, in terms of our ability to work together, the trust that we have in each other. We sometimes misgivings, as all family have, but that's what you do when you build something. And just like you guys, you know, we see our role as trying to, you know, establish a repository for the music, a repository that you, Sly and Lady, people like yourselves, can come and tell your own stories. So down the road, 20, 50, 100 years time, somebody can go in and touch a button and they are able to have this interaction. We're getting that feedback from you as to what it was at the time when you were doing this.
I have to give thanks to DMR Media too, because if them not recorded it won't be there.
Absolutely. And that's why I said it's a family, it's a team. Each group, each person within the team have their own role, but without all of us pulling together, it can't happen. You know, and that's what we're trying to do. So for
cooperative effort.
Absolutely. And for us, this is a huge feather to have the likes of yourself, Lady, Sly. Between you both, you represent 100 years of history of this great music. And as you know, we're bending the corner. We're now into our 60th year. What a better time to celebrate this thing.
Sly's there?
Yes, man, right here with us.
Sly. Tell them about when we went to first time we're gonna go on tour with Mighty Diamonds. Tell them about it, Sly.
1976 we went on this promotional tour for Diamonds. They were not signed to Virgin. But myself and Lady, we never wanted to because the money was kind of small, you know. and then one day, my Lady on the tree or joke, my Lady laughed. So I laughed and said, "We go here, man." Lady said, "You know something I say to you?" I said, "Yeah, man, we'll go for the phone, man." I said, "I will go." And we went up there and rehearsed and everything. And we just went as backing musician. We never went, you know, as no star business or anything. And it turned out that when we started playing the music, because most people were playing like Bob Marley and Carly, that kind of reggae, but we were not playing that kind. We were playing like this kind of revolutionary and the Joe Gibbs kind. Our style and our kind of creative.
Rockers.
Yeah, I want to start playing dub and everything, because the first line of the week is dub. Until it's people come out and want to lie to teach them to play bass, want me to teach them to play drum and play. So we said, black. We couldn't believe what really happened. We just went there just me backing musician. We just did what we never realized. People were listening to us, we were playing individually as musicians. We just backup musicians. Up to today, we still talk about that concert.
I mean, we need another 2 hours here. So
absolutely.
We continue.
It's
a lot to be told.
We worked that out already, because we have not packed in a lot of stuff that dig into, you know, the more personal side of music. But Lloyds Parks and the We The People band you formed that Lady around 1974 thereabout, right?
75.
74. Okay, 75. And that. What you did is that you brought together a collection of some of the greatest musicians of the period. Share that with our viewers and the listeners, like.
Okay. When we started with the people, 1975, and then it was Bob on keyboard, Devon Richardson on drum, Dean Dean Fraser, and sax Namba Robinson, and trombone Chico Chin, and Lloyd Carr and trombone. You know, and it started as a backing band. We used to do concert at Carib Theatre. Clan Speakers used to put on these shows, Christmas morning and so forth. And, you know, the journey on and off, good times, bad times. And at one point, I even wanted to quit. Right? It's not an easy road, you know.
Right.
In this band business, you know, it's not an easy road. But, and then continue and until I reach a stage where I get out of distinction, and that even strengthens me and urges me to continue, you know. So I give thanks to the government of Jamaica for that.
Lloyd, listen, man. Why you just a brush over with the people business them way? What kind of idiot think that, Lloyd?
All right. So,
no, all right. You don't talk. Let me talk. Because you don't understand it. I don't understand.
Wait, hold on the rabbit. Hold on. Sly have something. Yeah.
Lady, forget to say that he was the original member of We the People, the drum, when Lady just started about.
Yeah, because Sly did come in one at a time, you know.
See that? All right.
It's true.
Some of them don't understand how Lloyd does a brush over the business.
I can tell you the thing. Set. We were all one family. If you talk about the revolutionaries and you talk about jokers and the professionals,
same
thing. It's the same one family.
Yeah.
So that's how it is, you know.
Yeah. But the band now, Lloyd Parks and We the People was the staple backing band for artists like Dennis Brown.
Stage show.
All stage show.
I was about the character, you know. We back up every artist that came out of Jamaica.
Yeah, of course.
Every artist.
Yes, every artist.
Staple to Dennis Brown too.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And don't even talk about the revival period where the Heineken Star Time period.
That was my period.
When you bring back and backed all of the artists that were out in the cold for so long.
That is true.
So you can't just pass over Lloyd Parks and with the people
Dennis.
Like it's a little joke thing you did do. I understand you.
All right, Dennis, you have the elephant brain. You talk and you confirm.
Yeah, man. I remember. All right. I remember. You remember when Bob Marley did this show at National Arena?
The One Love
Survivor. Concert. No, man. Survival, man. The international year of the Rasta Child. I remember Lloyd Parks on a play at that as Lloyd Parks first performing at that, and then back in Dennis Brown. Dennis Brown must get about 6 encore the night there. Him all come on back and play the guitar. You don't remember the show there?
That's what I say. You have the brain, you know. Me just confirm it.
Yep, back up Diamonds at that show also. So it was like about 3 nights of show. And almost every night you had to play. Because the show ended with Dennis Brown. And you back him. You perform as Lloyd Parks because when you used to be Lloyd Parks and We the People, every time when you come on, you had your set.
Yeah.
And you remember when Roddy Thomas was part of the band too.
Exactly. I remember those days. Yes.
Yeah. So don't just brush over the things, Sir Rasta.
In fact, there's a listener, Lloyd, that want to know why you chose the name We the People Band.
All right. The name We the People, because I know that we were out there for the people. Yeah. And we were all, I mean, you can play like Gabriel. If the people now come out and see you, it's nothing. You stay home at your yard. So I chose that name, We the People. And I must tell a little story, you know. The band was formed as We the People. But because I already had the song called Officially, and people would ask, which band names? And the man would say, Lloyd Parks Band, man. It's a promoter really add that name to it, you know, the Lloyd Parks. You know. So this is another part of history that a lot of people don't know.
I never know that.
I didn't name the name of the band Lloyd Parks and the people's promoter had the name to it. And I said, all right, I roll it, I run it.
Yeah.
It was a good move still, you know?
Yeah, right. But another thing where Lloyd don't want to talk about. Lloyd's band was one of the first bands for ever white guitar player. Andy Bashford. Andy Bashford.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. And when Andy come out with him hippie here, people say, wait, where the white boy they come from? But because him could play good.
Yeah, him could have play.
Yeah, them love him. And Andy's still in New York playing jazz now.
Him play reggae too, man.
Yeah, him play with Derek Barnett.
Barnett.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
You know, it's one of the things.
I love this, Dennis.
Why do you think with Jamaicans,
you know what going on, man.
If as long as you're good, them don't really care where you come from, or where you look like. You know, you're good, you're good.
I say Jamaicans the most loving set of people, you know. It's just some bad way they have around the place, you know. And when I tour the world, that's what people say to me. Jamaicans are loving, you guys are loving, you know what I mean? And I love the music same way.
Yeah, there's an artist / producer that, you know, at least a couple of years ago he was very young, but I'm kind of maturing into the business now. And you did a song with him called Welcome to Jamaica, a youth named Left Side.
Well, in come the musical thing called Left Side, Great Parks and Lloyds Parks. He's my father, singing Mrs. Parks.
Welcome to Jamaica, this is my place, where I was born, grown and raised. The island where the sun shines bright every day. You know? Welcome to J.A.
Welcome to J.A. The place was so sweet. No money, no day, every day, but we make ends meet. And son a string up and a play every night in the street. The girl of my wine and a broke out and them body look so neat. We have Guinness in our hand and the crate they your feet. And if you're hungry, no worry, pan chicken they your feet. And anywhere the party, the gangsters they easy. I be a farm, but that boss when the big tune never beat.
Welcome to Jamaica, this is my place, where I was born, grown and raised. The island where the sun shines bright every day. Welcome to J.A.
Welcome to J.A. Party every day. Everyone of us, they call the creep, no linger.
Yes.
Ladi, that you should be able to identify that artist.
Craig Parks in name, my son.
Yeah, man, we know, man.
we know.
Yeah, produce a whole heap of stuff.
And your daughter too. And your daughter too, right?
Yeah.
All right, so let me jump in here again. So Lloyd, Craig Parks, that is left
side.
Left side.
It started out as Left Side and Esco.
Yeah, but here the wickedest part. A lot of people don't know that the training ground for a lot of young musicians was Lloyds Parks and We the People Band. So Craig used to play drums, Lenky Marsden used to play keyboard, and his daughter used to play keyboard too. And all of them blossom into producers and great musicians and touring all over the world. Then now, Lloyd had other sons who and a daughter who went into another band called the Shepherds, which Junior Gang was in. Who else? Who else did it, Lloyd?
You never remember any, but so far you're correct.
Yeah, and Shire Core. So it was Cat Core. So it was
right.
Almost everybody in it was the offspring of a great musician. So it's a lot of stories.
It tells you about the same legacy. We asked this question some time ago on another show. We look at the Marleys, and essentially you are demonstrating that
we talked about them being a dynasty.
The dynasty that is passing down.
And then hold on.
Yes.
Then Lenky have a son now that a very young, talented singer and play every instrument. Guitar, bass, everything. He recently signed to Columbia Records.
See there?
Right? And his mother is my daughter.
Amazing.
Yeah, man.
So he couldn't escape it because the mother plays keyboard, his father plays keyboard, and I play bass.
Yeah.
So he couldn't escape it. But you'll hear more about him. Like, his name is Q Marsden.
Yeah, man.
The dynasty of Jamaican music. Again, that's our role, guys. Our role, all of us here, in this group, is to, we want to trace the footsteps, hammer it down, so that because people out there taking you guys' stories, Lady and Sly, and they're representing it as if they are coming straight from the source, when that is not the case, you know. And so this is an opportunity. I know, Sly, you've been with us on this program before, so you know exactly where we're going. But, you know, Lady, this is the role that we want to try to play here with this Sunday Scoops program.
Before you go there,
yeah,
I want you to remind me to say something before you close the show.
No, you can say no.
All right. You didn't ask me who's my favorite bass player. Reggae.
Because we're not ready for go down this here. Remember, you're coming back, you know.
All right, but let me remind. All right,
Go ahead.
You're correct.
Go ahead.
But do it.
No, man. To be continued. Because that's why we need more time for all of this, you know?
Your story, we can't cover your journey in this music business over 2 hours. And, you know, as I said, we kind of want this really relaxed atmosphere where, you know, you get comfortable with each other, you know, because that's what this show is all about.
Yes.
And at the same time, not only are we talking about the stories, but we share the music which is a part of those stories. And so what we're going to do, as you said, this is a to be continued series. Sly, you've been unusually quiet, and that is not exactly like that. Yeah.
After the boss talk, you know, because it's really like glad to come and do it, because I have a lot of story to tell, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm glad to see us talking and realize that that's a man who tutored me, you know. So I just feel proud to know I'm on the same interview list with him and letting him talk and tell everybody about his whole kind of life story in a half way through that. But there's a lot more to tell you still, you know.
Oh, listen. We are gonna take every opportunity, Lady.
Yeah.
To think. In fact, I'm gonna use the opportunity. Like you're here in Florida. We have our launch next Saturday, and what I wanna do is touch bases with you after the show. Because if you can make it to the launch of the site next week Saturday, and we arrange to have you delivered there and everything.
Yeah.
So, you know, so we share the living legend with our audience at the time. Right?
All right, so Sly. I want to big you up, you know why? Because we enhance each other. You keep bigging me up, but I have to big you up too, because that steadiness in playing. I wanna listen to a tune named Should I, you know. The man steady like a you understand? And because playing with a steady drummer, you can do more. So I want to say we enhance each other, and I big you up for that, man. You're one of the greatest reggae drummers without any apology. Right? Apart from friend business, you're one of the greatest and most creative drummer this country I've ever seen.
People to interview.
So big up to you, sir.
Thank you very much. They talk about like the great idea. That's what I'm on the bar. So they tell Lloyds Parks to me, you know. You know, I can't talk it every time. Auntie Colin was the first one telling the story. But a lot of people afraid to give credit to a lot of people and don't want to say. Sure. So when we tell people it's a Lloyds Parks, you think, you ever going to say, mention it's a Lloyds Parks, I'm not telling a lie. So the story go.
Yeah.
You know, and then life started, yes, boy, what started, boy, it's like, let's stop calling him, but funny in that call.
But Sly and Lloyd, it is something a lot of the young artists, especially the artists from the 90s, they need to learn from you, because sometimes I see interviews that they do and they credit no one. They rewrite their own stories. And it's refreshing to hear people like you, and I always do it from a long time. And that's why I learn from people like, you know, where I always give credit where credit is due.
Of course.
And them need to learn from, you know, because Jesus, Sly, you hear some of them story and you wonder what are they talking about, because they don't acknowledge nobody, you know. So kudos to you guys as usual.
Yeah, man, you have to big up and sustain the love and the thing. I was listening to an interview with Chris Martin and Roman Verban, and I was touched, because when Chris mentioned about Roman, he said, my artist, And I said, listen, wow, you know, it was on stage.
Yeah.
He said, my artist, and Roman says, my artist. And I said, yes, that's what it's supposed to be. No jealousy, you know, and just pure love.
Well, guys, we could go on for the rest of the day, but of course, you know, like all good things, we're gonna run out of time.
And there's a limit to everything, eh?
Absolutely, but we're gonna bring you back. I mean, so we make that clear. You and I, we're gonna talk off stage. Just any closing remark? The floor is yours, Lloyd. We'll wrap this up.
I want to send love and big up all my family. My daughters, Rachel, Tamika, Keisha, and Jonah K. I'm a little grandson. Him I come to him, I play guitar. He's 6 years old. Big up. And, you know, all my family. And to the young musician now, whatever you do it to the best of your ability and you'll succeed. And you must always have a goal and focus on that direction. So I would say practice a lot, love your instrument, and you'll get there. There's no I mean, them say where there's hope, where there's life, there's hope. So don't bother feel like you can't make it or you can't make it. Just practice and go there, man. I've been there, I can tell you. Okay? Blessed love, man.
Slice.
Yeah, I just want to big up all musicians, all producers, all singers for giving me the opportunity to play, and people like Lloyds Parks who in the early days started me and really give me the opportunity to play, and I developed my skills and everything. People helped like Answer Collins. So I just want to big up everybody and the people who was there when we were kids and supporting our records. We're trying to make until we kind of get it perfect and things like that. And still seeing Lloyds Parks, he coming like this. Yesterday we were under the mango tree.
The mango tree, the boy, I tell you.
So, I look back at it. So, sometimes I sit down at night time and I look back at the history where we come from and cry, you know? Because
Sly told me that, you know. Sly told me that, you know. So it's not a joke thing. Him tell me that sometimes sing and I'm crying, you know. But it's tears of joy, you know.
Yeah, man.
There you go.
And I don't cut it Sly, but I don't. I big up my daughters, but I don't big up my sons. My first born Noel Parks, and I'm Craig left side. Enough love to everybody.
Yeah, man.
Respect. We're gonna have to leave it there. Dennis.
Hey, I don't need to say anything, man. Big up to two of the greats, Lloyd and Sly, and I tell people it's always an honor to call them a brethren, you know, and we have been friends for many years, work with them on stage, work with them in the studio. Lloyds Parks mostly on stage and playing music, but Sly in the studio helped me as a producer, pass on some of him knowledge to me as a producer, observing him and learning from persons like them, listening to Lloyds Parks songs and in bass line and learning from that so that I can apply it in my production. So big up Tono. Respect all the time.
Gotta leave it there, guys.
Yeah, man. Jagad. Walk go.
is very safe. Yeah. Wednesday when you feel the strain.